Hey everyone! Today we're learning Demons by Imagine Dragons. This is a lesson for beginners, so we're gonna go over the 4 chords of the song. I'll show you how to play them in an easy way and how to make the transitions. And then we're gonna use our rhythm that we've been using for all of our beginner songs. So let's get to it. So first chord, we'll be playing it in C. To play to the song, if you want, then you can put a capo, add a capo on the 2nd fret because the song is in D. But to include everyone, if you don't have a capo, we'll do it just in open C, and that way you can join in on the lesson as well. So, first chord will be a C major, and to play a C major, you add your index finger on the 2nd string, 1st fret, then you add your middle finger on the 4th string, so 3rd string is open, nothing there, and then middle finger on the 4th string, 2nd fret. And then we add our ring finger on our 5th string, 3rd fret. And all together, we don't play the 6th string, and from the 5th string on, all together we have a C major. So let's do it again. Index finger, 2nd string, 1st fret, middle finger, 4th string, 2nd fret, ring finger, 5th string, 3rd fret. C major chord. Our second chord will be a G major. So for the G major, unfortunately we don't have any fingers in common, so we're gonna have to make a transition. But these two fingers are kinda in the same position. So what I would recommend to you is that you bring this middle finger to the 6th string, 3rd fret, then the index finger will follow on the 5th string, 2nd fret. And then 4th and 3rd strings are open. Then we're gonna use these two fingers. So ring finger will go on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, and our pinky will go on the 3rd fret of our 1st string. And for the G, you play all the strings together. Awesome. So one more time with the transition, we have our C major. Right? Make sure you're doing it right. And now we're gonna start with our middle finger going to the 6th string, 3rd fret. Do you see how my index finger follows along? That's very important to make a quicker transition. And then index finger on the 5th string, 2nd fret, and then open, open, and then ring finger, 2nd string, 3rd fret, pinky, 1st string, 3rd fret as well. Alright, so here's our G major. Let's do the transition one more time. C major. Middle finger comes to the 6th string, index follows along to the 2nd fret of the 5th string, and then these two come together on the 1st and 2nd strings on the 3rd fret. Awesome. Now our third chord of the song, it's an A minor. So once again we'll have to jump a little bit. This time the A minor is very similar to the C, so we're gonna go with the index to the 2nd fret, 1st string, just like when we do a C. Our middle finger will go on the 4th string, 2nd fret, just like a C, right? But our ring finger will go on the 3rd string, 2nd fret. So it's the only difference between a C major and an A minor. It's this one note. Okay, so let's do again the transition. Do our G major. Take your time. And we move it to A minor. So we're gonna start with our index finger moving to the 2nd string, 1st fret. Middle finger follows on the 4th string, 2nd fret. And then ring finger on the 3rd string, 2nd fret. Awesome. One more time. G major, making that transition, index finger starts first, second, string, 1st fret, middle finger follows through on the 4th string, 2nd fret, and then ring finger on the 3rd string, 2nd fret. Awesome. And we only have one chord missing, which is an F major. And for the F major, we actually have a transition point, which is our index finger stays where it is, so that's really cool. And our middle finger is actually only gonna come back to the 3rd string, so we stay in the same fret in our 2nd fret and go back to the 3rd string. For that we need to take away our ring finger, and when we take away our ring finger, we're gonna bring it up to the 4th string and up to the 3rd fret. This is a simpler way to do the F major. If you'd like a little bit of a fuller sound, you can also bring this finger up one and your pinky where your ring finger was. And now you have your ring finger on the 5th string, 3rd fret, pinky on the 4th string, 3rd fret, middle finger on the 3rd string, 2nd fret, and index on the 2nd string, 1st fret. But this one will sound just as good. The only thing that you have to do is kind of mute these 2 strings and you have an F major triad. Both sound perfectly fine. Okay, so practicing that transition, I will use for this purpose the first version because I feel like it's the most beginner friendly, but if you like to do it the second, feel free. So A minor, our middle goes to the 2nd string and our ring finger to the 4th string, 3rd fret. One more time, A minor and F. Very good. Okay, so now you have all the chords for the song. What is missing is the rhythm. So if you've watched the lesson on satisfaction, we're going to use the same rhythm, and the rhythm is very simple. We're gonna use this mechanism. It's what I always like to do. Hand going down will be the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. Hand going up will be the ends 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. In this rhythm in particular, we're going to play the 1, the 2, the end of the 2, we skip the 3, and then we play the end of the 3, the 4, and the end of the 4. So slowly that will sound like it. We're going to make a C major just to practice. And we're going to practice our rhythm slowly. So 1, 2, and 4, and 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 1. So I hope you noticed that my arm never stopped doing the motion, and I simply played whenever I hit the correct rhythm times, right? So let's do the same thing, but this time we're gonna try to go over the progression. So every time we go back to 1, we're going to change chords. Let's try at this tempo. 4 and 1, 2 and 4. Prepare the change. G1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 Okay, so something that will help you a lot at the beginning, changing the chords, especially as you get faster with your tempo, is to prepare the chord change on the end of the 4. So let's see from C to G. We go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now on this end, while I go up with my hand, I'm going to lift my hand and prepare the next position. So let's practice that. 4 and 1. So you can do this little exercise to practice the chord changes. Let's do it again. C, 4 and 1. One more time. 4 and 1. Awesome. Now from G to A. 4 and 1. Awesome. Now from A to F, you have that index finger that can stay there. So 4 and 1. Let's do that one again. Do you see how my index stayed in place? 4 and 1. And now from F to C, once again we also have our index finger that stays in the same place. And these two fingers can move together up a string. So, see how it easily changes from that F to the C major? So let's practice that one. 4 and 1. One more time. 4 and 1. One more time. C to G. 4 and 1. G to A, 4 and 1. Awesome. A to F, 4 and 1. F to C, 4 and 1. Awesome. So now let's take it one more time through the chord progression and you should be good to go. Well, practice a little bit, but if you do it enough, I promise you within 1 week, 2 weeks, if you practice 5 minutes a day, you'll get there. So let's try it one more time. 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and 1. Awesome. So this is it, Imagine Dragons. The cool thing is that with this one song, this chord progression, you can actually play 7 other songs. I have a whole video on it. So if you enjoyed this song, go check that one out because you now know how to play 7 other songs, or 6 other songs I should say. I hope you enjoyed this lesson and I see you on the next one to learn more open chords and further our beginner essential knowledge.